Hello everyone, welcome to Red Snapper. My name's MJ and this is the results. This is your most wanted cards. You voted and this is where we discuss which cards you'd like to see come to the game. Now, I need to explain how we did it. I basically went through loads of lists like top 50 Avengers, top 100 best X-Men of all time, and I wrote down all the characters that we don't have yet, put them in this poll, you guys all voted, and then I also included a free-form box so you could write in which characters were missing from the list. 215 of you replied, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for applying. And let's see what the results are. So first of all, the least popular. This is from the list of suggestions that I had. So this is not your free-form inserted results, but the least popular were the Wrecking Crew. No one wants to. It's not Alpha Flight. I know that I've picked an Alpha Flight comic cover here, but it's because it had all the Wrecking Crew on. Yeah, you guys just don't want to see the Wrecking Crew, apparently. I think there was like less than 5 people voted for the individual Wrecking Crew members. Something like that. But let's talk about... We'll quickly whisk through like the top sort of 20, but then we'll spend more time looking at the top 10 and the top 5. And I've even come up with some custom card ideas for the top 5. And then after that, we'll talk about your top freeform suggestions. So, top 20 to 11. Whiplash, Maestro or Maestro Hulk. I don't know too much about him. Let me know in the comments below, like, what his powers are and whatnot. I literally don't think I've ever read anything with him in. Ironmonger. I'd bloody love to see Ironmonger. In fact, there's quite a lot of, like, Hulk villains here featured, so that's pretty awesome. Icarus, one of the Eternals. I'd love to see another Eternals season. Banshee. Oh, the look of the Irish. I think he's Irish, isn't he? Or is he British? I don't know. He's one of them. Mole Man. Are we going to see Mole Man in the Fantastic Four movie? I think it's bloody possible. Spot. We surely have to see Spot soon. From Into the Spider-Verse, of course. Or is he in both Spider-Verse movies? Yeah, probably. Is he? I don't even remember. No, or is he just in the second one? I think he's just in the second one, actually. Anyway, his powers would be amazing. I can't even imagine. Like, I can imagine it being something like all of your cards can move anywhere. That would be crazy. Hyperion. I actually previously proposed a card for Hyperion. I think I basically said he should just be a vanilla 7 cost. So like a 7/16, 7/15, something like that. Either you ramp him out or give something for like Cersei cards to transform into and that sort of thing. Tombstone. Now Tombstone is actually sort of semi-leaked in the game. So we might actually get a card for him at some point. Firestar, similarly, she was actually scheduled to come into the game, but then she was cancelled, so maybe we'll get her soon. And finally, number 11 is Chameleon. Again, several Spider-Man related characters here, so I'd love to see Chameleon soon. We are at least getting Chameleon in the Marvel Legends action figure line soon, so maybe that increases the chances of them coming to Marvel Snap. Probably not. Anyway, the top 10. As we enter the top 10, we look at the 10 till 6 spots. Number 10, Toad, with 63 votes. In fact, we've got a couple of members of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants here. You guys want some sort of flipping, poisony Toad vibes. Would he be like Affliction, or would he be like maybe a mini man thing that can move? Maybe like 1 cost cards here have -1 power and you can move this. That would be pretty cool. Franklin Richards, one of the children of Sue and Johnny. No, I said that as a joke. Sue and Reed. Incest! Nah, shouldn't actually cheer incest, probably. Pyro. Wow. Pyro recently just had a star turn in Deadpool and Wolverine. Minor spoilers if you haven't seen that film yet, but if you haven't, I mean, definitely watch it. Sorry, let me just adjust my t-shirt there. Don't really do frame breaks. Frame breaks, brilliant. I don't really do frame breaks. Well, I have now. Bloody... I think you might even be able to see my... Yeah, you can just about see my wife there. It's funny. The Ancient One with 66 votes. Actually, this was kind of a tie with Pyro, wasn't it? 66 votes. And yeah, I should say I've done sort of like the MCU version here, which was played by Tilda Swinton. Yeah, Doctor Strange's mate in it. But in the comics, I think she's a dude. And Molecule Man, do you know what? I barely know anything about Molecule Man, but must be popular because he had 68 votes. But now let's move into the top 5 and some card suggestions. So, she's on the thumbnail. She was in this incredible episode of What If. That by the time this video comes out, actually, What If will have ended. But the penultimate episode of Series 3... Season 3 was incredible. I absolutely loved it, so I'm looking forward to seeing her in action in the finale. But she had 74 votes, and my proposal for a custom card here is a 3/3 ongoing. When you fill this location, give your cards here +1 power. So you would be able to repeat this, and it would hit Captain Carter herself, but maybe it works with like the other British people, so like Elsa Bloodstone, and maybe another British person that we'll talk about in a second. Anyway, let me know what you think of this potential ability here. Also, I wanted it to work with the Captain America shield, which is coming out in February. But at number 4, your 4th most wanted card is Wonder Man with 75 votes. I've proposed him here as a 5/10. When you gain energy, gain +1 additional energy. So he's got like ionic power, doesn't he? Ionic energy manipulation, as I think basically his powers in the comics. He's like invulnerable, and he like can turn purple and fly and stuff, and he's super strong. I think he's an awesome character. We're actually getting an MCU Disney Plus show of him in 2025 as well, which I'm absolutely buzzing for. But because of all of this energy manipulation, and that combined with him being a really strong, powerful being, I wanted to make him like a big tanky energy sort of rampy style card. So you can ramp him out on 4, and then on turn 5 you gain energy, and then on turn 6 you basically have extra energy. I think it could be quite cool. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. But let's move on to somewhat of a controversial figure, I think. Mandarin is your number 3 most wanted card with 82 votes. Now, I don't think his name is problematic. I think the problematic thing about this character is basically his stereotypical previous designs. I think the name isn't that bad as far as I'm aware. I think it means something like, and I'll definitely be corrected in the comments if I'm saying this incorrectly, but it means something like someone who thinks they're holy or something. Anyway, I've proposed him as a 10/10, costs 10 less if you have 10 cards. So this is obviously just entirely leaning into the 10 rings side of his ability. Now, in truth, I actually wouldn't make this card like this. I would make his ability something like add the 10 rings to your hand. Of course, in Marvel Snap, you have a maximum hand size of 7, so you're only ever going to be able to add 7, but in reality, you'd probably already got cards in your hand, so you'd randomly be adding some of the 10 rings to your hand, and each of those would be somewhat similar to the Thanos stones, and they'd each have their own ability. That's what I'd actually do, and it also somewhat future-proofs it in case there are cards made that increase the size of your hand. Stay tuned for a future video that I've got coming. If you like custom cards, and you like a certain classic arcade Marvel game, subscribe, because you're not going to want to miss that video. Anyway, I would have done that, but I literally didn't have time to make 10 different cards. So moving on, your number 2 most wanted card is Captain Britain with 83 votes. I envisioned him as a 4/4 on reveal. If this filled a location, gain +4 power and set its cost to 0, you can move this once. You might be thinking, what on earth is all this jumble of madness? So, because I kind of did the Captain Britain thing of filling a location, I thought that might be a nice and cool idea to just carry through to the British characters. Also, Britain, historically, has liked to conquer. Hannet, and that's sort of... Hannet, why am I saying the word... Why am I saying the word Hannet? Hannet isn't even a word. In it, is what I meant to say, in it. So, yeah, filling a location, sort of conquering, and but also, Britain, 4 countries in a way. It's not, it's 3. But, yeah, anyway, and you might be wondering, okay, it can move, but that's weird, but also set its cost to 0, why would I do that? It's already on the field. So you can bounce it. You can bounce it back on turn 5 and then play a free 8 power card that can then gain an additional 4. So, yeah, I like these ideas of cards, especially as we're starting to see more frequently in Marvel Snap. Like Rocket, Raccoon and Groot, for example, that do multiple things, and so it means they fit into multiple different archetypes. I want to see more specific weird stuff like that. But without further ado, let's talk about your number 1 most wanted character, Dormammu, with 116 votes. So this was like an absolute runaway. A runaway winner of yours. We will of course talk about the freeform choices that you requested as well. But yeah, I envisioned him as a 6/6 on reveal. If you stole power this game, Remove the ongoing abilities of all cards here and steal 1 power from them. So would fit into basically like a steel power archetype, so maybe with Rocket Raccoon and Groot, maybe with Silver Sable, all these other cards. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure how to interpret his powers really, but I thought this sort of magical vibes, a nice mix between almost Enchantress and like Cassandra and stuff as well. Not really Cassandra, you know what I mean. Anyway, cool, good. Would you like to see it? Sweet. Now let's move on to your freeform box requests choices. Special mentions to 3 that got a lot of votes, but not as many as the others. Quentin Quire, is that Kid Omega? One of the X-Men. I don't know much about him. Hydro Man, one of my favourite sort of cheesy Spider-Man villains, and Speedball. But your top 2 to 10, like 10, this is kind of the top 10, but apart from the number 1 most requested character that you entered into the freeform box. Kinda, anyway, because there was lots of characters. Basically, you said you want the Alpha Flight, you said Puck, you said Guardian, you said North Star, Aurora. You said all of these characters. I just bunged them into one. Alpha Flight. Let's see it. I hope we see it soon. In fact, I would really hope it's sort of one of the next X-Men seasons that we get is Alpha Flight. I mean, it makes a perfect season. Guardian is a season pass card. Puck in there as well. I would love to see that. You also wanted the Beyonder. Again, a character that I barely know anything about, guys. And Darwin, a beloved X-Men character. But your number 1 most freeform box voted character. This was with something like 25 votes or 25 suggestions. So really quite a number of you did suggest this. It's Prowler. My idea for a Prowler card is making him the next 0-costed card. So as a 0/1, if you discard or destroy this, return it to your hand with +2 power and can move each turn. My idea with it is he's attacked, either sworded off with a discard or destroyed somehow. He sets off his defensive electrical gauntlets and whatnot, and also just his ability to stealth and retreat and whatever, and reconnaissance. And then he returns with the plan or whatever, or he defends himself. And then he comes out, and then he's able to move through the shadows and move, but he's stronger. But you have to put that work in to actually trigger him first. Anyway, that's the idea for him. That's what you wanted. Thank you very much for watching. Have we missed anyone? Was there like a request that we just haven't featured or etc.? You know the words I'm saying, and they're coming into your ears. If you like this video, please click on like. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications if you're old and you're enjoying the content. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.